Hi, this is Lit with Chris, and in this video I'll be explaining how you can vary your sentences to create a consistent character or setting in your creative writing. This will be useful if you're writing a narrative, part of a story, or an in-depth description of something, and you often struggle to add variety to the way that you express yourself. Even with a great idea and a solid grasp of figurative language like metaphor, writing can start to sound repetitive if you're constantly using the same type of sentences. So in this video, I'll introduce you to 5 sentence types that can add not only variety to your writing, but can also be replicated in any creative writing task. Before we get started, I will be using terms such as noun, verb, adjective, and adverb in this video. If you're not completely sure what these are, then you can click on the video appearing now, or click through the link in the show notes so that you don't get lost. However, if you do already know what these things are, then let's get started. First of all, one easy way to vary the way you write is to use a fronted adverbial. This requires you to use an adverb as the very first word of the sentence, followed by a comma, and then continue on with the sentence. This can add tension, humour, or simply a more interesting detail to the character or setting that you are describing. Next comes the double adjective. In this sentence structure, you begin the description using 2 adjectives, followed by a comma, and then continue on with the rest of the sentence. As with any sentence that is heavy on adjectives, this can create a more vivid description of the subject, but does so in a way that seems unusual or unique for readers. If you want to add a little bit more emphasis or shock value to your writing, then you can employ the 3-word sentence. Depending on what is happening in your story or description, adding sentences such as these places a lot of emphasis on the new and potentially shocking information that is introduced. Just making a sentence 3 words long is not surprising in itself though, so ensure that you include detail that works well with what has come before. Up next is the noun of noun sentence. This is a sentence in which you add extra detail to the main subject of your sentence. Rather than just having one noun, you can make the image more evocative by including an extra noun that describes it in more detail. Last is the appositive sentence. The appositive is actually a very useful sentence to use in any kind of writing. It is not just limited to the likes of narrative or descriptive pieces. The appositive requires you to begin with a noun, use a comma, explain the noun in some detail, use another comma, before continuing on with the sentence. In order to ensure that this is grammatically correct, make sure that the sentence would still make sense if you erased the clause in the middle. That's it. 5 sentence types that you can use to add more variety and more engagement in your creative writing. If you're interested to learn about how to add more detail and description to your creative writing, then be sure to subscribe and like via the links below for more videos as they're released. That's all for this time. Thank you for watching.